Riot, I need to talk to you today. Not Riot Games, not the rioters. I'm talking to you, Riot, the management, the people in charge, the people making the decisions, the people killing League of Legends. Riot, I need to talk to you today. Not from a place of hatred or malice, but of concern, because I worry that the game and world I've loved for over a decade is heading down a treacherous path. Riot, I need to talk to you today, because you need to do better than this. Remember the good old days? The ones you don't even realize were the good old days until they're gone. Cinematics for every new champion release, multiple reworks a year, summoner showcase and community engagement, fun and interesting game modes for casual and competitive players alike. This is what Riot used to stand for. The Riot I knew championed the players. When something didn't work, you got up and tried again. You handled each and every aspect of your game, your players, and your workers with care and passion. That is not the Riot of today. The Riot of today has to be better than this. You think Ruination failed because the players didn't want a lore event. It failed because you prioritized cosmetics and inflating your engagement metrics over telling an actually engaging story. How can you expect players to be invested in something you're not invested in yourselves? How can you expect players to get excited for new champions when they release as carbon copies of already existing mechanics, broken to the point of removal, or trampled under an avalanche of skins deemed more valuable than they are? How can you expect a casual player base to sustain itself when all you care about is ranked, despite the fact that less than 1% of your player base actually meets your definition of high elo? How can you expect us to be faithful and excited about the future of League of Legends when you have nothing to show for it? How can you think repeatedly lying to us and your workers won't yield severe negative consequences? How can we think you're going to be better than this? You parade that skins for popular champions fund skins for those who haven't seen the light of day in years, and yet it's treated as some grandiose achievement you actually remembered half your roster exists. You create a partner program with the explicit purpose of strengthening the bonds of creators, the people who advertise your games for free, and the best you can muster is codes for skins 2 months after players would have already purchased them. You throw hundreds of hardworking and talented individuals under the bus, taking the blame for your decisions when they had no agency in the matter. You say making new maps takes too much effort, yet fans produce work 10 times better than you ever have. You started work on the Skarner rework a year after he'd already won the poll. You give us your reasons why URF is limited but leave it up for a third of the year. You modernize old champions 6 times slower than you add new ones. You stifle and constrict the creativity of those keeping your company alive. You make your game modes team work on skins. You recycle and rehash content just for the easy profit. You break promises moments after making them. You prioritize skins over everything else. You charge $30 for Baron for no other reason than why? Because you can. Because you don't have to be better than this. You've never had to, because profit is all that matters. Right, management? I mean, just think of all the money you saved. Think of all the money you saved recycling the Ruination game mode for Star Guardians instead of making something new. Think of all the money you saved by firing your best writers and sending League's narrative down the toilet. Think of all the money you saved making a glorified tech demo instead of an actual cinematic. Just think of all that money you saved. One might think you're making literal billions of dollars in revenue every year, and all it cost was backstabbing all those hardworking employees and losing the trust of your fan base. You've never had to be better than this. But you were. You built this community on a foundation of trust, that you cared for us, that you wanted us to succeed as much as we wanted you to. Why would we continue to play, grind, and fight for League's survival if we didn't want it to continue? Because we love this game, because we love this world you've created, because we love the people who created it for us, because you need to be better than this.